So, you select one like that, and when you rotate it, you can see how it automatically detects the wall, right? After positioning it like that, you can then move it to your desired spot. So you can install the stock application as a widget like that, and whenever you look at that wall, you can see if the stock went down or went up today. Hello everyone, it's great to connect with you all. This is Era speaking. Last week, during Apple's WWDC25 event, all of Apple's operating system versions were standardized to the 26 numbering, which introduced many new features, including things like liquid glass. However, the news regarding updates for the Vision Pro's operating system, specifically visionOS, is particularly relevant for those who are currently using the Vision Pro device. Compared to the iPhone, the iPad, or even the Mac, there are significantly fewer updates, so it tends to receive less attention and discussion. However, at this year's WWDC, I was given an opportunity to try out the newly updated operating system. I actually installed the developer beta version of visionOS, and I'm going to focus on the updated content and the underlying technology that has been implemented within it. So the hardware? There have been quite a lot of advancements, and while some of you might have actually worn the Vision Pro headset, most people haven't, right? There's a specific reason why we use the term spatial computing for this. Even if I were to show you video footage of my personal experience or what I see, it might not fully convey the realism. However, I'll do my utmost to clarify the fundamental principles and underlying mechanisms through which these advanced functionalities are brought to life. I'll summarize why Apple is so intensely focused on the concept of spatial computing and how it can significantly advance. As you can observe, Vision Pro indeed utilizes the term spatial computing. The fundamental essence of Vision Pro lies in its inherent capability to accurately perceive and comprehend the surrounding environment. It possesses a robust and sufficient capacity to dynamically map three-dimensional spaces in real time, precisely as you can witness. It is equipped with a multitude of sensors that possess the capability to integrate diverse information, enabling them to accurately perceive and understand their surroundings. This advanced ability is commonly known as sensor fusion. Vision Pro integrates various types of camera sensors to determine the shape of the surrounding space. This allows us to decide how to interactively display applications and aim to perform tasks within this environment without needing any other devices, which is a significant advancement. Commonly known as SLAM, or Simultaneous Localization and Mapping, this technology allows the device to precisely recognize its current position and its orientation in real time. For example, with the Vision Pro, you can actually click on things simply by looking at them, which is quite impressive. The primary advantage lies in its capacity to precisely determine its own location, subsequently generating a comprehensive map of the surrounding area and concurrently showcasing a substantial volume of information on the screen in real time, while also facilitating the interactive positioning of virtual objects within the actual environment. Ultimately, comprehending the spatial environment involves the integration of machine learning and visual rendering technologies. As you can clearly observe, it is equipped with a significant number of sensors. The processor includes an M2 processor, and there's also an R1 chip dedicated to sensors. In addition, there are various sensors like LiDAR and the true depth camera commonly found in iPhones, which determine depth. There are infrared sensors, side-mounted cameras, and cameras that meticulously track hand movements or the precise direction of your gaze. Multiple high-resolution external cameras are integrated, and their combined data allows for the implementation of an advanced pass-through feature, which faithfully displays the real world with remarkable accuracy. LiDAR, for example, operates by emitting lasers and then measuring the precise time it takes for those light beams to reflect off objects and return. This allows for very accurate depth determination. It's a sensor that is extensively employed in autonomous driving systems. There are also IMRs, accelerometers, and gyroscopes, you know? Alternatively, time of flight, or TOF, sensors are employed to gauge distances by precisely measuring the duration of light's travel. This allows for the perception of a much broader area and integrates spatial data from numerous viewpoints, enabling real-time processing of complex environments. So I visited my parents' home and demonstrated the testing process, capturing that specific moment. There's an application named JigSpace that can be found in the living room area. So you can disassemble the engine piece by piece and move it with your hands. Within that spatial environment, you can manipulate and move objects much like Tony Stark in the Avengers. As demonstrated in the video, the experience is incredibly immersive, and it becomes even more so when you are actually wearing the device. Therefore, you can precisely adjust elements within the space in that manner. When shopping, you can even bring an item into your actual space using this technology and instantly grasp its size and how it would fit. This type of application becomes possible because the system truly comprehends the spatial environment, which is why displaying animations and other interactive elements within this space has gained significant attention. The question now is, how will this be further updated and improved? We should begin by looking at this. It's referred to as a spatial widget. You're familiar with how your smartphone has widgets, right? However, you can precisely anchor it where you desire, like attaching a calendar or customizing it to your preference. You can position various widgets, such as a calendar or a clock, within your spatial environment and personalize their colors and exact placements according to your needs, as you can see. With the most recent operating system update, a new feature called Widgets has been unveiled. For instance, you can choose a clock, or perhaps other elements like battery information or music controls. Once you've made your selection, you can place it onto a wall. After it's been positioned, the system utilizes its three-dimensional mapping capabilities to understand the surrounding spatial environment, accurately identifying that it is in fact a wall. So when you place it against that wall, it aligns perfectly flat, following the wall's contours and direction. Then you have the capability to adjust the frame's width or even embed it directly into the wall, thereby responding to a wide variety of design elements and considerations. I also attempted to install one by the sofa. After choosing it, if you rotate it, the system will automatically recognize the wall. After positioning it, you can move it to the desired location, and then you can also adjust the frame's color or its width to match. And that's not all that's possible. You can select the weather forecast and position it up high. So whenever I walk around and glance at that wall, I will consistently see all the weather-related details presented there. So you can install the stock application as a widget like that and see, when you glance at that wall, you can easily observe if stocks have risen or fallen today. You're able to arrange it precisely as shown, allowing for complete customization within this designated area. Furthermore, if you visit Apple's official developer website, you'll discover a feature known as the Persistence API. This essentially means that once you've positioned an item in a specific spot, it will remain fixed in that exact location. This particular widget functionality is now fully achievable. This device absolutely must be able to accurately determine my exact location at all times. Therefore, even if you turn your head, the application must remain precisely positioned within that specific space. So to maintain the persistence of that anchored content within that specific space, the device must consistently synchronize its current location and your gaze direction, even following a system restart. This means the device must precisely comprehend its surroundings. Moving on, numerous applications were demonstrated that enable multiple users to collaborate with the Vision Pro. For instance, sharing a movie or discussing mechanical components with a coworker offers a profoundly different experience compared to viewing them in isolation. The very capacity to share a spatial environment is incredibly powerful and transformative and quite impactful. One of the most impressive updates is the persona feature, which meticulously renders your face with such realism that it truly gives the impression of the other person floating directly in front of you. This advanced technique is known as volumetric rendering. Rather than simply using polygons to construct a basic shell, it actually creates a complete, detailed three-dimensional sculpture of your entire head. It's an innovative method that precisely captures and renders both volume and depth, providing an incredibly immersive experience. So, even when utilizing FaceTime, it creates a far more deeply immersive experience. You can comprehend this as the emergence of various new applications that facilitate real-time, interactive engagement. Especially with volumetric rendering, there's been a lot of research not just by Apple, but also in academia. visionOS fundamentally uses a structure that covers your face. So, with this operating system update, it can now capture the texture of hair and other details with much greater precision, because it's able to recognize this face incredibly well. I even tried it with my own face, and it was so accurate that it really surprised me. And it renders the side profile so meticulously that even my side view looks incredibly similar. When you're having a conversation in real time, it's truly quite remarkable to see. Even with this update alone, many significant advancements have been made. Research papers, such as those on HVTR++, are exploring methods to generate realistic human avatars using volumetric textural rendering, derived from various images and body poses. These concepts, which emerged in 2024, are now being rendered in real time by the Vision Pro, powered by its highly capable M2 and R1 processors. So you could say that they've created applications such as FaceTime that enable people to communicate with one another. When I created my persona, I simply looked ahead, rotated a couple of times, and it was quickly generated. But seeing how naturally it creates under various lighting and angles, models like GAN really come into play. Therefore, by leveraging machine learning for natural generation, it is possible to achieve very detailed and precise rendering, which was an anticipated capability. So through the use of volumetric rendering, it really maximizes external realism, and then based on advanced machine learning algorithms, it is able to vividly express very detailed features such as specific facial expressions, eyebrows, and even side profiles. This is what I surmised. Next, this capability also converts to 3D on the iPhone, but truly experiencing it with the Vision Pro provides a far more immersive and engaging sensation. You can perceive it far more immersively than just viewing it on an iPhone, allowing for a deeper understanding of specific photos. I even tested it out myself. I went to a beach and took photos like that, and when I pressed the spatial scene button on the top right, it displayed them in 3D, very immersively, for me to easily view. Because the screen is greatly enlarged, the outer portions appear quite blurry, which tends to break the sense of immersion. However, when you actually see it, it looks precisely as I originally perceived it, which makes it incredibly realistic and quite enjoyable. And the way it automatically creates the elements behind objects like signposts, allowing you to clearly see what is back there, is truly impressive. It is very well made. I took a picture looking up in a building, and it was rendered with such impressive three-dimensionality and depth. It really made me realize how incredibly easy it is to experience this kind of thing, and that the crucial part is simply having the right device to enjoy it. Ultimately, these capabilities rely on AI-based systems that infer and generate depth information from standard two-dimensional images, essentially predicting and creating the perception of how deep an image should appear. So it creates a 3D version of the image. The AI comprehensively assesses what objects are present within the image, where the light originates from, and how shadows are cast. This allows it to form a depth map, which provides extensive 3D depth information. However, some applications truly require an enhanced immersive spatial experience. For instance, consider the application Zillow, which is quite similar to Widgets is a real estate application that offers a much more realistic virtual tour experience. Even from home, you can feel like you're actually there. With Vision Pro, you truly don't need to visit the property in person to fully understand it, which greatly enhances the overall immersive experience. The Spatial Scene API is provided to empower developers to create a diverse array of innovative applications. By utilizing this, a multitude of applications that significantly enhance the user experience can be developed, which is crucial for establishing and nurturing this entire ecosystem. Take, for example, the Safari application. While it typically functions as a standard web browser displaying ordinary web pages, it now possesses the capability to transform individual images within those pages into immersive, spatial representations, thereby offering a profoundly novel and engaging visual experience to the user. In this operating system update, and the most popular feature on Vision Pro, if you tap the environment button at the very bottom, you can instantly overlay a chosen environment onto your current view. Just by turning the digital crown, you can instantly transform your current surroundings to appear as if you are in a different environment. It might be difficult to fully comprehend from just watching the video, but when you actually experience it, you truly feel like you are present in that space. They do not appear to be merely artificial images. This experience is truly immersive and very tangible, and I really wanted to fully explore it this time around. I attempted the developer update, but unfortunately it did not function as smoothly as I had hoped, so this is the moon as it was originally presented. You can truly experience what it looks like from the moon's perspective, feeling as if you are actually there. So it renders a very precise virtual space in real time, and you can instantly feel it as you look around. If there were any latency, it would cause motion sickness, but it's well optimized to prevent that. It's Yosemite Park, and it truly felt like I was there. If you reduce the transparency completely, it feels like I'm genuinely here, as if I've traveled here. The original sound is also the same, making the experience even more immersive and real. It appears Apple is actively encouraging developers to leverage this API, enabling them to construct diverse virtual reality experiences and integrate a wide array of immersive media applications directly into web platforms. This initiative aims to foster a robust ecosystem for spatial computing. Whether it's the integration of Sony PlayStation controllers or simply relying on intuitive finger gestures, they're planning to support Logitech-related devices for 3D modeling and design, enabling you to track with a 3D pen directly within this space. This significantly broadens the range of available input methods, offering more versatility. It's highly significant because they've successfully combined not only gestures but also various other assistive options, including controllers from different companies and their respective interfaces. This is quite meaningful, considering that relying exclusively on gestures might not be universally suitable for everyone. Some may find it awkward, and for certain tasks, a controller is better than finger gestures. These aspects are being considered. Therefore, by incorporating physical controllers, they seek to expand accessibility, enabling a wider user base. Observing these OS updates, it appears they're unveiling numerous new APIs, empowering developers to craft more intricate applications, thereby fortifying the ecosystem and paving the way for significant advancements and breakthroughs. It truly seems they've made a substantial operating system update to foster greater expansion. Given the Vision Pro's considerable price, it hasn't achieved widespread adoption. While some individuals might question its value, those who have experienced it often express a strong desire to continue using it, particularly with the ongoing and future OS enhancements. With the current processor, future iterations like the M4, M5, and advanced processors such as the R2 could enable a much wider array of applications. The Vision-based OS is still in its nascent stages of building its ecosystem, given the limited number of applications available at this time. Just as it took roughly 4 years for Apple's App Store to fully establish itself during the period when Google's Android apps were experiencing a massive explosion in popularity, the Vision Pro may also require another year or two to truly build a robust and stable foundation. As the processing power continues to advance rapidly, we can anticipate a much wider array of applications becoming available, such as the ability to precisely anchor widgets within our personal spatial environments, and numerous other diverse and innovative applications beyond what we currently see. I crafted this video to convey more about my first-hand experiences and what you can truly anticipate. At Eon Tech on Instagram, we offer concise news summaries and engaging short videos for your entertainment. Your continued interest and support are greatly appreciated. That concludes our segment for today. This has been Eon.